Hello, my name is Louis Almeida. I am the teacher, student, and mentor on the ideas of Gurdjieff and Spinoza. Today I'm going to talk about a film actor, stage and film actor. His name is Andrew Garfield. I read an article in the Los Angeles Times front page about Andrew Garfield. It was really interesting. I was wondering, why is it on the front page? Well, what caught my eye was what he talked about in his personal life. He talked about having a meaningful life, something just beyond being a successful actor. And that's what I'm interested in. Andrew Garfield has something. And I hope he listens to what I have to say about Spinoza and Gurdjieff, because he was very dissatisfied with where he is personally. He realized that society, there is a pervasive attitude, a meaningless attitude that permeates all of society. And he wants to, well, I believe he wants to change things. He wants to introduce something that will stimulate a deeper desire, a deeper meaning for oneself. And that's what I do. I found the works of Gurdjieff and Spinoza has given me what Andrew Garfield is talking about. And I hope that you might be interested in the work that I do. I've met my teacher when I was the age of 30, 1970. He was talking about Gurdjieff's idea about having a purpose and meaningful life. The idea that intrigued me first was when my teacher communicated the idea that we want to become a master of our nature, a master of our emotions. That definitely intrigued me because I was out of control. I didn't have control over my anger. I was easily frustrated, and because I'm very emotional, I'm easy to get angry. Why? Because I realized later that the problems that I was confronted with, I didn't know how to solve, and that caused my anger. Over the years, I learned to address the problems through the work that I do, to see my pain, to understand my pain of frustration, my pain of helplessness, my pain of being powerlessness. And consequently, hate expresses itself, anger expresses itself. But over the years, I was able to learn to understand my anger and my hate. Andrew, he believed, he was speaking to Steve Colbert. He was on his show recently, and he talked about his mother's death had an impact on him, maybe shocked him to reality. He feels that he has a strong ambition and he has a calling. Of course, the ambition goes towards filming. That's nice. That's what society expects us to do, to be actively participating in life, in existence, to help pay taxes, to have all the needs we need to function in society. But society is not interested in your inner life. Society does not care about your feelings and your emotions and your depressions and your confusions. But this is where I think Andrew Garfield is different. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of actors who have a meaningful life. They found maybe Buddha, or they might find religion. They find Christianity. That's nice. But I'm interested in the individual that wants to know himself, as Socrates did. Socrates says the greatest knowledge is to know thyself. But what is there to know? To know that you are a predetermined program individual, that free will is an illusion. Everybody believes in free will, and you do too, and I do too, to a great degree. But I've learned through the teachings of Spinoza particularly, a 17th century philosopher wrote his ethics, and if you understand his ethics, your life will be changed. I have his book right here. You can find it on Amazon.com. go to my website. You can see it below. And this is the book, basically, the blue book. It includes the improvement of our understanding. It includes the emotions. It includes God and human freedom. It's the ethics. Basically, it's Spinoza's idea of how to improve ourselves to come to a higher character. Because basically, we are predetermined, pre-programmed from the knowledge and the information that we acquired since infancy. And we become almost robotic, automatic. We follow desires that we never questioned. We follow the rules and ideas or beliefs we never questioned. So from the age of infancy up to the age of 7, you are pre-programmed. You and I are pre-programmed, and this programmed nature determines the rest of our life. Some, of course, you may have tweaked it a little. You have made some adjustments, but your attitude and your belief system remains. Right now in society, we have a new president, and a lot of us are fearful of what may happen, especially if you're more compassionate, more interested in the welfare of society. You are concerned because there are another part of society that's only concerned about money, about capitalism, about success. That is nice to a degree, but if you do not include the social welfare of society, then capitalism by itself can be detrimental, and it's self-evident. Look what's happening. So back to Andrew Garfield, the idea that hopefully that he will listen to this video and you will take action about how to improve your understanding to change your life, to come to reality. What can you do? First of all, you must begin to know yourself, know who you are. Begin to understand that you cannot change life, but you can change yourself. You can participate with those who are interested in coming to a true democracy, yes. Interesting thing is, Spinoza, he promoted the idea of democracy. He wrote a book called The Theological Political Treatise, and in that book talks about democracy, which is a great form of government. And that's what is in danger now about our democracy. I think the new president wants to create a autocracy, what is that word? A monarch, somewhat of a dictatorship, not where you lose your freedom of communication, of freedom of speech, of suppressing those who want to change and promote democracy. Again, so Spinoza talked about democracy, and the Greeks talk about democracy. Democracy is probably the greatest form of government. All individuals are equal, but unfortunate, there are individuals in society do not feel that way. They feel superior, and they want to remain superior, and that is the problem. So to know thyself, to begin to understand your mind, and what your mind is, because the brain is not the mind. The mind is an idea thing, and we want to improve upon it, and that's why Spinoza wrote part of his ethics included the improvement of our understanding. So we want to understand our emotions, and we want to understand how to come to clear ideas. To have a calling, as Andrew Garfield talked about, to have a calling to do what? Not just to talk about others, to tell others what to do, but to prove your own understanding, how to come to clarity, how to understand your emotions, and the idea of journaling. Journaling is so important, and you must learn the importance of journaling your emotions, the events that trigger you, and in doing that, you will stimulate another part of your mind. You must realize that most of us start off with an ego personality nature. However, this personality nature is important. The ego is important to exist and to participate in society. However, we are more than ego, and this is where Andrew Garfield was touching upon. To have a higher purpose, to have a meaning, to have a calling, it must come from another part of your nature, not from your ego nature, but from your highly intelligent spiritual nature. And that's what I want to help you realize that you have. Through the process of journaling, you are going to access your true intelligence. If you join me, join Patreon, look at my website, look at my books. I have several books that I've published. How to solve life's problems, using the ideas of Gurdjieff and Spinoza into your life, to apply their ideas into your life. It's not just theoretical or abstract, it's meaningful. The other book that I published recently is called The Way of Spinoza and Gurdjieff. How to apply Spinoza, how to apply Gurdjieff. Thank you for listening, and hope to hear from you.